In 2018, our city will commemorate its founding 300 years ago. In celebration, WYS presents this tricentennial moment.
Ferries have been in operation in New Orleans since the 1820s, when they began conveying passengers and goods between the east and west banks of the Mississippi River. In 1827, the Louisiana legislature granted a contract to operate a steam ferry line between Jackson Square and Patterson Street on the west bank. A second ferry was added in 1834 with a landing at St. Louis Street and a dock on Delaronde Street at Algiers Point. It was necessary to ferry trains across the river until 1935, when the Huey P. Long Bridge was built. A ferry line from Verrett Street on the west bank to Esplanade Avenue later began transporting both passenger and freight trains to the Southern Pacific Railroad yards in Algiers. The Southern Pacific Railroad's famous ferry boat, the Mastodon, took trains across the river from a dock at Elmira Street in Avondale to Elysian Fields. As the city grew, public ferry crossings developed up and down the river, and by the 1930s there were 6 routes in the New Orleans area connecting prominent destinations on both banks of the river. The opening in 1952 of the Greater New Orleans Bridge reduced the need for ferries, and today only 2 lines remain: Lower Algiers to Chalmette and Algiers Point to Canal Street. These landmark ferry lines continue to provide essential transportation for motorists, bicyclists, and pedestrians, and offer the magical experience of being on the Mississippi River, even if just for a brief crossing.
WYS's New Orleans Tricentennial Moments are brought to you by the Miro Foundation and presented in association with the Historic New Orleans Collection.